Rome, Tuscany and Venice are usually the areas that are marked out as the highlights of a trip to Italy. But hiding right down on the heel lies Puglia, one of the country's underrated gems. While other destinations of the country have tended to steal the limelight, over the last number of years Puglia has made a push for inclusion as one of the must-see areas in this most beautiful of countries. And now, with Puglia.ie organising 5-day trips to the region, you can see it for yourself. Why is it so good? It's got everything that Italy does well wrapped up in a great little package. Food, wine, culture and superb scenery. The kicker? It's a damn sight cheaper than the more illustrious Italian destinations. I started a 5-day trip with Puglia.ie run by Puglia native Daniel Napoleoni in and out of Bari Airport, with a first stop being Ostuni, known as the White City. Only an hour's drive from Bari Airport, it's an unmissable destination. A Lord of the Rings style fortress citadel sits atop the old town, an urban conurbation that at night glows with yellow light like a beacon welcoming you in. During the day, ambling around the crumbling grandeur of its labyrinthine streets is a must, taking in alleyway, restaurant, bar, cathedral and church, looking at this most amazing city. The old citadel's shimmering white walls and quiet streets are peace personified, and when you've had your fill, you can relax in one of the many piazzas with an espresso and some of the best food money can buy. On that score, I doff my hat to Chiazza Cuberta, that serves that most famous Puglian dishes, ears of pasta, orecchietta, with turnip greens. The dish is as simple as hell, but like Puglia, its simplicity is its elegance. And where should you stay when on Ostuni? Well, there really is only one choice, the Ostuni Palace Hotel and Spa. Like the name suggests, the hotel is Italian grandeur. White walls, clean design, and also has a superb restaurant, serving the most delicious deep-fried courgette flowers stuffed with ricotta. One of those specific Puglian specialities. Perhaps the most famous town of the region is known for the Trulli, conical homes that dot the linear settlement that approach the town. The name? Alberobello. Named as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for the 14th century Trulli buildings that have shot to the top of many world travellers' wish lists. It is a simply stunning location. And much like Chichen Itza or other world-famous sites, you need to get there early or late in the day to get them on their own and experience their true majesty.
Listen to the fear that's gone. Strangled by the wishes of fate. Hoping for the arms of nature. Get to me the sooner or later. I'll keep holding on.
If you're lucky, one of the local souvenir shops will let you sneak upstairs to their balcony where you can watch the sun set over the cones and admire their architectural beauty from above.
Holding back the years. Chance for me escape from all I know.
Next on my tour was the city of Taranto, where I was based at the 5-star Relay Histo located just outside the city.
'Cause nothing here is wrong. I've wasted all my tears.
And if you want a hotel with wow factor, then this is it. Perched on a hilltop, looking back over the city, it resembles a Central American villa. Sun-bleached white walls and landscaped Pulian gardens encase a simply stunning hotel, with a restaurant that serves outstanding local seafood. The building is a restored farmhouse, which took 14 years lovingly restoring. It's really, really beautiful. 48 rooms, swimming pool, as well as a conference centre. Toronto proper is also worth exploring, with its fascinating mix of naval, military and post-industrial architecture. Sections of the city are perfectly maintained, while others are beguiling and show a side of Italy affected by the economic downturn this century. During the Roman Empire, Taranto was the main city of the south, and as a result is an archaeological gold mine. The Museo Nazionale Archeologico houses a jaw-dropping array of artifacts, ranging from war material to fully restored mosaics to perfectly preserved jewellery. Taranto, located on the Ionian Sea side of Puglia, is the main industrial city of the region and in fact one of the main industrial cities of southern Italy. But it has a different history. Back in 2 AD, it was actually the second city of the Roman Empire located in the Mediterranean. And as such, there's a fantastic collection of archaeological facts. It's a knockout museum and helps cementally place the city historically and culturally. The best straight trip from Reale Histo is north across into the neighbouring region of Basilicata and the town of Matera. And this is a must for film buffs, as it's the location where Mel Gibson filmed The Passion of the Christ. There are guided tours of the town available to see the filming locations and the rest of the Paleolithic town, which was literally carved into the rock of the hillsides to make cave dwellings. From the town expanded out from the ancient centre known as the Sassi. It's unique and beautiful. So just across the border from Puglia is Basilicata, the next region. And in Basilicata is Matera, where we are now, which is where Mel Gibson came to film The Passion of the Christ. And if you look behind me, you'll see the old city. And right across there to my right, those rising steps is where the scene where Jesus carried his cross was filmed. And then across behind me again, up on top of that hill, if you can see the red van, that's where Jesus was crucified. And as well as taking in this vantage point over the whole city, there's guided tours of the whole area where you can see the scenes where they were shot and also take in this very unique architecture where the old houses are built right into the caves in the valley below us. One of the best things about travel anywhere in the world is getting off the beaten track, and we have certainly done that today. We've come to the Botanic Gardens of Puglia, which are half an hour south of Lecce, and in truth they're pretty hard to find now. Road signs were few and far between, but we got here and it's well worth a visit. It's a beautiful setting, the sun is splitting the stones, and it's pretty spectacular, to be honest, to be here. Eugene O'Higgins, Irish landscape gardener, is with me. Eugene, why should people make the trek down here to see this garden?
Yeah, effort is the big key here. Once you get here, you're really rewarded. And Lecce, the city name, comes from the type of oak tree that's common around here. This is where it all starts. This is where you understand Italian garden. Gardeners want to understand gardens and they want to find new gardens, and the Italian one here is style with all the traditional things you'd expect to find and more, the lavenders, the lambranthus, the yuccas, and the cacti collection that's in the conservatory here is just outstanding. The fragrances, you can take everything with you, and of course the De Medici family, the Renaissance style, disciplined Italian garden can be seen here. You've got to bring so much home with you, and the effort is the key word. Get here and immerse yourself for at least a day.
final stops on a 5-day Puglia.ie tour of the region are Porto Cesario and then across back to the Adriatic coast and the city of Lecce.
As a younger,
As well as having beautiful cities and towns, Puglia is of course lined on both sides by coastline, the Mediterranean and the Ionian Sea. And 30 minutes drive from Lecce and an hour's drive south from Taranto you find Porto Cesario, which is where I am now. And as you can see, it has an absolutely stunning beach, which is well worth the drive and a highlight of the region.
guitar, and the linen.
So when in Porto Cesario, seafood is the order of the day. And the best restaurant to get it is in Hotel Fali. It's located right along the coast, just on the harbour, just outside some windows here. You've got all these local boats which bring in the fish daily and seafood, and they serve up an incredible array of different seafood dishes. We have sea bass with marinated balsamic onions. We have baby squid. We have fish roe battered. We have hot octopus salad as well. Prawns served with cucumbers and a light lemon dressing. And perhaps the best of all of those dishes is a homemade preserved tuna in extra virgin olive oil, which is caught fresh, then jarred for 6 months, then served with baby tomatoes, more extra virgin olive oil, and rocket or rucola as it's called here. It's a bit of a seafood feast and you're going to love it. I'd recommend eating dinner there before making the short drive over to the Adriatic side and Lecce, with its beautiful Baroque town centre filled with local university students that fuel the town with an energy and vitality that make it a superb place for some bar hopping in the early hours before laying your head. Along the journey up the Adriatic Coast Highway, there is time for one final stop, however, at Tenute Rubino Winery, where sommelier Angelo can guide you through the differences between the local grape varieties, Primitivo, Negromaro and Malvasia. It's a tranquil way to round off the trip before returning to colder, more northern climes. When traveling across the Mediterranean, whether it be France, Portugal, Spain, or of course Italy, visiting producers and vineyards to see the local wine produced is a highlight of any trip. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm in Tenute Rubino, which is one of the top 10 producers of both red and white wine in Puglia. And with me here now is Angelo, who is their local expert on wine, and he's going to tell us a little bit about their product.
Yes, we are focused on our local varieties and especially on Susumaniello grapes. Susumaniello is very typical from the Brindisi province where we are, and especially Torre Testa, it is our top-notch wine made out of 100% Susumaniello grapes. It ages between 12 and 14 months in oak barrels, and you can see in the glass it has a really deep color and a really spicy smell. It's this kind of spiciness. It's given by the oak barrel aging process, but you can feel at the same time the acidity, the good acidity of red fruits, typical of Susumaniello grapes. We grow these grapes along the seaside, so they have a good minerality. All our wines have a good minerality and are well balanced because there's a lot of alcohol. We are in the south.
Of course.
Of
And
course.
what would you pair this with, particularly for a meal in the evening?
Oh, in my opinion, pork is absolutely the perfect match with this wine, especially grilled pork. You need food with a good structure because it is a full-bodied wine, so you need an important dish beside it.
Great. Okay, perfect. Well, now for the best part. Salute.
Salute!
Molto bene.